Gaming Studios here, and yeah, today we're gonna be starting a new series on this channel, which is called Lander's Weird Internet Rabbit Holes. And kind of what we're gonna be talking in this series about is weird rabbit holes that I found on the internet. Well, you know, rabbit holes on the internet that I in general find interesting. And yeah, today we're gonna be starting with one. We're gonna be covering a topic that might be like a little controversial, or not controversial, but like a little sensitive. Or I guess it depends on the person. Um. Yeah, today we're gonna be like I thought I was gonna be covering like another topic for like the first episode of this series, but I don't know. My friends started talking about like these things called like dream sexuals and dream gender, and yeah, you know, like this whole dream stand stuff. Uh, yeah, that's what we're covering today. So yeah, our video starts in the front page of the internet. Um, and we're starting off with this dumb subreddit called Dream Sexual. And you know, this is not like this is not the first like subreddit you know, my friends and other people on the internet found out about about this like weird rabbit hole. Um, but this is like the oldest subreddit I can find that has the theme of like, you know, people including you know, dream as a gender or sexuality, you know. A lot of people say it's satire, and I think that's something that my friends don't get. Is that it's this one, I think it's mostly satire. Uh, by the looks of this one, I mean, I mean, like it's kind of hard to take something like called dream sexual seriously. You know, the only one that makes me like doubt that this subreddit is satire is like this meme right here that says, "I'm 14, I love Hitler, I'm so base, I laugh at edgy." You get the idea, and I hate LGBT people. Okay, this one actually does seem like something a guy who is a person at least, who is genuinely into this dream sexuality thing. I also want to take a look at some of these other subreddits, uh, because I know there's one that's linked to a Discord server that we're gonna be exploring in a bit. I think it's I don't know if it's this one. Nope. Yeah. A flag that I designed today, taking inspiration from the inclusive Taliban. Yeah, you could tell that like most of this is like satire. And this is like their subreddit. Actually, I'm already a part of their subreddit. As you can tell here. Uh, I think if I want to access to like the regular chat, I have to you know, pass through this question that's like, choose a side, and it says if you're a dreamophobe, if you're a dream gender or a dreamophobe Nazi. Yep. Yeah, I have to pick a side, and I don't even know how to define what is a dream gender. So I think I'm gonna go with dreamophobe. Alright, so you know, I now have access to the other you know, the public channels. Um yeah, all I needed to do was click on one of the reactions. And yeah, some of these are locked, like gender role. Haha, very funny joke right there. And there was also the Dream Sex Education channel, which require apparently it has a age restriction. Nazi Cube. There's a channel called Nazi Cube. I think it's for people like me who are who are have the role of dream genderophobe or something. Debate a dreamophobe. That's a another private. Oh, that's a private thing. And then like the only like non-private yeah, is it just me, or the entire place is like empty? Um, Never mind. Um, there's some new people coming in. Oh, and please, don't go like harass anybody here. Um, so they have this thing called the Dream Bible. Let's read it. It's probably gonna be filled with wisdom and interesting stuff. Book of Dreamesis. Chapter 1. At the dawn of time, commonly referred to as the first day, the only one thing existed. This thing's name was Dream, god of creation. Dream was alone in a hollow, dark and empty universe, so he decided to fill in this void. His first words were, "Let there be light," and light was made. He could he could finally see the universe he was in. After this, he created 3 beings that aid him in his filling of the universe. These beings were named as such: Corpse Husband. He's not even like a Minecraft YouTuber, whatever. The God of Emotion, Katie Hapen. Who's that? The Goddess of Life, and Osamu Tezuka, the God of Time. Wow, this is a very so yeah, we already got our main anime characters right here introduced. So yeah, this is promising. Shortly after, the universe was created. On the second day, Osamu decided to create a concept called time, allowing the gods to create whatever they wanted and movement of organisms, bringing us the 7 days. On the third day, God of Creation Dream sought to fill this empty and blank universe with planets, stars, moons, and other fascinating objects to make it less bland. This process took around 2 days. Eventually, he created a little place called Earth, located on the Milky Way galaxy, one of the Dream's many galaxies that he had created. On the 5th day, the Goddess of Life, Kitty Happen, didn't like how Dream was doing all the work, so decided to fill the Earth with many wonderful creatures, from insects, lizards, primates, and more. She also created water and blah 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 blah. The emptiness of the this is taking forever to read. Dream left on the final message for the living creatures of Earth. He blessed them, saying, "Increase, multiply, fill the waters of the sea, let the birds be multiplied," and now we're gonna read chapter 2. Chapter 2. After the Dream left his blessing upon this world, 2 factions of humans formed: the Dreamgenders and the Dreamfolds. The Dreamgenders believed in equality, peace, and love. The Dreamfolds, on the other hand, believed in an ideology called National Socialism, or Nazism for short. They believed that man, this is so good. This is so good. We're the superior people and murdered anyone who disagreed. They despised Dream genders and supporters of Dream. Well, there we have it. This is the causes of World War II in only a few sentences. Yeah. The 2 factions would fight on endless war. However, the believers still were able to spread their dream by ranting about dreams on TV and mainstream news. Okay. They wanted to kill all dreamers. The battle had created a bloodstorm on the moon. The moon was a battleground. Yep. The huge rifts in the surface caused the moon to be in perpetual darkness. The reborn dead came. The Dream Force fought fiercely. Dream had caught wind of the chaos and came to smite the Nazis. for causing this much disruption. Wow, Dream defeated racism. Congratulations, guys. Dream had cast a spell on the Dreamgenders, which boosted their strength incredibly. The forces of light, Dreamers, and darkness, Nazis, clashed so incredibly hard that it created a shockwave throughout the entire universe, separating each galaxy and killing almost everyone involved in the process. A few dead soldiers went up to become members of the Dream SMP. George became George. Okay, well, this was pretty interesting. Very epic book. Very good, very good. And yeah, this unfortunately seems to be pretty much just it. There's Reddit notifications by this bot called Redditor. What are some examples of dreamsexual in the real world, and what legal battles have some dreamsexuals been through? Just wondering. No hate. I'm not a dreamophobe. I just want to know more about you guys. All right. So the first comment is dreamophobe Nazi. Go back to your shitty Nazi dreamophobe guy girl person. And the second comment is deleted. Yeah. So yeah, the Dreamgender thing seems to be mostly just, you know, satires. You know, it's a parody of Dream's cult of personality that some of his fans have been cultivating. You know, and I mean, there is like one video though that you know, that where somebody does seem to take the dream sexual thing seriously. I'm gonna show it on screen right now. But yeah, I mean, I can't tell if the girl in the video is trolling or not. If she is, then wow, congratulations. That was really convincing. Um, but yeah. Uh, um, the thing is though, like it's more of like a crush or something, and I mean you know, it's not the first time a bunch of like obsessive fans would have a crush over their favorite celebrity. I mean, just take the Beatles back in the 1950s, 60s, I think, and or you can take a more modern example like the BTS stands. Um, yeah. Now, I could just take the occasion to, to deep a little, to deep a little more into the, the dream stand rabbit hole. But instead of doing that, because, you know, that's already been, the dream stand, you know, this dream cult of personality has already been covered extensively by other YouTubers. What I want to do is, kind of look into some of these some like other examples of like, pseudo LGBT, some of these like some of these like fake gender or sexuality identity things. So yeah, yeah, I'm kind of getting into really sensitive territory. Now before we go look at these other examples of, weird and fake LGBTQ movements, like we just saw, I kind of, I kind of want to talk about the definition of, sexuality and gender. Now, obviously, I think it's all you need is like common sense to be able to differentiate this from that. But for the sake of this video, we're gonna be looking at the exact definition because yeah, why not? But I want to be able to cite actual definitions of things in order to show what is legit and what is not legit. Um, So, so for the definition of sexuality, I took something from the Oxford Languages Dictionary, um, and right there it says that the definition of sexuality is a person's identity in relation to the gender or genders to which they are typically attracted, sexual orientation. So I think it's a pretty easy concept to understand. Somebody who's attracted towards woman, somebody who's attracted towards man, or somebody who's attracted to both of these genders. Um, as for gender, though, this is where things get a little more complicated. This time, I'm citing a Wikipedia article, and I'm only gonna read a few sentences. But basically, the Wikipedia article defines gender is the range of characteristics pertaining to and differentiating between femininity and masculinity, depending on the context. This may include sex-based social structures, like gender roles and gender identity. Um, and most cultures use a gender binary, having two genders, uh, boys and men, uh, girls and women, and those who exist outside these groups may fall under the umbrella term non-binary. Um, if you want, the more like if you want one definition of gender is like some gender can be defined by certain key physical characteristics of your body. I But if you want to go with a more like modern, in a more progressive definition to gender, then it can be like to what extent do you feel masculine or feminine? Uh, yeah. I wonder if like outside of masculinity and femininity, if there's like a third like uh you know a third variant, but I don't know. Whatever. I'm not a qualified expert on the subject. I'm not very good at science. I'm just citing a few sources right here. Alright, so yeah, now that that's out of the way, um, uh, let's look at some of these, pseudo, like, gender or sexuality movements. So yeah, I did a bit of, digging on Twitter, and, well, I, looked up, anime gender just to see if, some people, would, unironically associate with such a thing, um, would identify as anime gender. Um, um, I was expecting like at least a few weebs to be into that stuff, but apparently, like a lot of the results I'm getting here are like people who are just like trolling. Most of these like tweets look satire, right? But like I tried looking up anime gender because I was kind of thinking about that other tweet I had saw one day on a video. I think it's a now deleted tweet, but it talked about, it was some guy who was making a sexuality for people who were who had like a romantic attraction to Fortnite characters, and yeah, I know there's a lot of weird shit on Twitter. And that got me thinking, like, can you consider, attraction to a fictional character a sexuality? And, because, like, okay, well, most of these, things that I'm seeing right here are just, people that are trolling. There is one guy who, you know, one guy in Japan, Akihiko Kondo, who actually married a an AI, a hologram of an AI by the name of Hatsune Miku, and this Hatsune Miku, AI is like a sort of virtual, like she's like a sort of virtual celebrity. She was developed as like I think a voice or like a singing well, it was like a voice software. Um, and I think it got developed further into becoming an AI. And this guy apparently fell in love with this hologram of a character, and yeah, that's very interesting to say the least. I guess, and as that uh, like man, I just don't know what to say. Like, uh, it's just so weird. But yeah, what a weeb is all I have to say. Um, but this actually like poses the question, like, is attraction towards an artificial intelligence a sexuality? That's an interesting question, and I don't think I have the answer to that question. Um, I don't think like fiction is not gender, but like it's hard to say, like, eh, and I don't even think he's like the only one who actually went out of his way to marry this hologram. I think there are other examples of people who did that, and that's just wild to think about. And uh, with technology constantly uh, evolving, there might be more examples of that in the future. All right, so I mean, I think most of you, well, I mean, some of you watching this video have already heard about the joke, the joke term semi-bisexual, and yeah, but I don't know if you've might have heard about the whole super straight sexuality, and yeah, I did a bit of research on this thing, and I thought at first this was just like some 4chan trolling campaign, but apparently there actually is a somewhat serious movement behind this whole thing. Um, so yeah, it started with this like one TikTok video where some guy basically went on and explained that he was coming out as super straight because he's straight, and whenever he doesn't he wants to date women who are born as women, and he doesn't want to date trans people. But when he doesn't want to date trans people, he gets called homophobic. So he says, we're getting into some really sensitive territory right here. But by the way, I didn't know this was like a problem or a subject of debate in the first place until now. But I'm gonna try my best to explain this. Basically, he says that in this new sexuality, you have a preference for yeah. This new sexuality is like a one where people date people of the opposite gender who were born opposite gender, who are not like trans. And yeah, there's actually quite a lot of drama regarding that. There's a bit of controversy. It's a little of a controversial thing that started on TikTok, and yeah, browsing on Twitter, I can see. Some of them are. Some of the people in that thing are called transphobic, and you know, I and they call people who are against their movements superphobe, which is it's just it's just too good. And because of, like, kind of the controversial nature of the super straight movement, and the fact that a lot of the people that have been going back and forth on YouTube about this sort of stuff, that are into this drama, are mostly like political commentary channels. Well, the super straight thing has started to be associated with a certain demographic of people, like the stereotypical anti SJW guy who's stuck in 2016, and the guy who likes to own the libtards with vaccine logics, um and you know how, like, the stereotypical Twitter user is portrayed as being usually more socially progressive. Well, the average, like, what internet user of whatever website that has in their bio, that has super straight in their bio, will typically, stereotypically, be more socially conservative. So, yeah. Although, to be honest, most of what I'm seeing looks like most of the things I'm seeing on Twitter right now seem to be like bait tweets. Uh, like right here, you have the official super straight, the official account of the super straight movement in Slovenia saying straight pride worldwide. Add your flag to the collection. Hashtag super straight. And the first comment is, Romania stands beside you guys. Uh, embrace super straight uh, and what you get the idea. It's a pretty most of it here looks like most of what I'm looking right now looks like bait tweets. But yeah, it is what it is. Right. Oh, and I also wanted to show this one example. Um, so you see, like, most of what we saw was, well, mostly like the dream gender stuff and dream sexual stuff was relatively innocent. Well, it was relatively like harmless, a harmless joke. And the example of the super straight thing was maybe just, a little controversial at worst. Maybe a little edgy. There are some of these pseudo sexualities that some people will make up on the spot, are kind of you get into some really dark and illegal territory. Um, so, for example, there was this one Twitter account. Man, it was one that I found on a YouTube video, just to show you how lazy I am with the research of this video. And he basically, like, the guy is promoting, well, a sexuality. He's promoted sexuality for people who are attracted towards animals, and well, I don't know if you'd qualify that scientifically as a sexuality. It's definitely not something you should be proud of, and it's more like something you should go to an asylum, for it's a type of behavior that should not be promoted at all. And I just need to put that segment in just to say that, there are some people, there are some bad people out there promoting bad things, and you, the viewer, should be careful online. Um, and yeah, I just wanted to, I just thought it would be important to include the segment in. Now I think this is a good time to wrap up the video, because we're going a little too deep down this rabbit hole, and yeah. However, before I end this video, I'm just gonna maybe lighten up a bit the mood by showing some of the pretty epic conversations I managed to have on the Dreamgender Discord server. And yeah, there is one message by one of the moderator, I think a moderator on the server who says who kind of explains the Dreamgender thing. So I'm gonna kind of read it out. I'm gonna read out the message. And says, so a big nerd that is a YouTuber by the name of Omna, not as a good. I don't know who that is. He's bad apparently because he's not Dream. Made a video where he joined this Discord server, but he did not understand what Dreamgender and Dreamsexual is. Okay, well, Dreamgender is a love for Dream's content, Dream SMP, this series, not his members. Okay, well, I mean, you know, this is wholesome so far. All of those to the point where it becomes your gender and a part of your identity. Pronouns are dream and dream self, dream sexual attraction to dreams content, and then there's a bunch of reaction emojis, and he says at the end, please be respectful and not a dreamophobe. Yeah, pretty epic. Pretty epic indeed. I, you know what? Now I understand. Dream gender and dream sexuality. Thank you. Invalid is Krabs' balls.